Hey guys, what's up? Danny here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys an update on Russia war in Ukraine. Latest, Putin talks up nuclear arsenal. Here's a picture of a Chinese guy with a Russian guy. It's February 23rd. Ukraine said its forces had repelled Russian assaults along the length of the front line on Thursday, on the eve of the war's anniversary, as President Vladimir Putin, empty-handed after a bloody winter offensive, talked up Russia's nuclear arsenal. Diplomacy U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen stepped up calls on Thursday for increased financing support to Ukraine to help it battle the year-old Russian invasion, as the United States readies an additional $10 billion in economic assistance in coming weeks. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu on Thursday accused the West of using Ukraine to try to break up Russia, but said he thought it would fail. Moldova dismissed an accusation by Russia's defense ministry on Thursday that Ukraine planned to invade the breakaway Moldovan region of Transnistria after staging a false flag operation, and called for calm. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said on Thursday that the alliance has seen signs China was considering supplying arms to Russia, and warned Beijing against taking any such step. China's effort to cast itself as a peacemaker on Ukraine reflects an aim to burnish its image rather than a change of stance, Western diplomats and analysts said, as it seeks to establish itself as a leader of a new multipolar world order. Western European countries should be faster and more generous in supplying Ukraine with weapons, the prime ministers of Poland and Denmark said after a meeting in Copenhagen on Thursday. Fighting. President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday that Russia would pay increased attention to boosting its nuclear forces by deploying a much-delayed new intercontinental ballistic missile, rolling out hypersonic missiles, and adding new nuclear submarines. Russia is intensifying hostilities in Ukraine a year after its invasion, a deliberate attempt to deplete Ukrainian forces, the Ukrainian military said on Thursday. Yevgeny Prigozhin, founder of Russia's Wagner mercenary force, said on Thursday that much-needed ammunition for his troops had been dispatched after a public row in which he accused the military leadership of treason. 3 ambulance workers trying to evacuate people from their homes in the Russian-controlled city of Donetsk in eastern Ukraine were killed by Ukrainian shelling on Thursday, a Russian-installed official in the region said. Reuters was unable to immediately confirm battlefield claims. Anniversary. Ukraine Zelensky has defied Putin against the odds a year into the war. Putin's secure in power has set the stage for a long and draining war. A year on from Russia's invasion, Ukraine's government have not just survived, they fought back. Toughened by war scars, Kiev presses on while Russia attacks. Hairdresser by day, drone hunter by night, helps defend skies over Ukraine. Russian defense chief keeps job despite Ukraine routes thanks to Putin. And that's kind of like the main highlights from like this big article and stuff. So let's see. Let's click this real quick. So, February 22nd, U.S. President Joe Biden dramatically emphasized U.S. backing for Ukraine this week with a trip to the war-torn country. Yeah, I think I read this before. Hold on. Let's see. Western officials said Russia had planned an offensive to capture new territory ahead of the anniversary, using hundreds of thousands of reservists conscripted in recent months to give Putin a victory to announce. Moscow's forces have made progress trying to encircle Bakhmut, but failed to break through Ukrainian lines to the north near Kreminna and to the south at Vuhledar, where they have taken heavy losses assaulting across open ground. Ukrainian forces repelled 90 Russian attacks in the northeast and east over the past 24 hours, the military said early on Thursday. Ukrainian military spokesperson Brigadier General Alexei Gromov said Moscow was trying to use its manpower advantage to exhaust Kiev's forces. The enemy, despite significant losses, does not abandon attempts to surround Bakhmut, he said. Ukraine has shut some schools for the war's anniversary in anticipation that Moscow might launch long-range missile attacks to mark the date, but Kiev officials said that they believe Moscow no longer has the capability for a dramatic show of force. Nothing unusual will happen. a usual Russian effort. A small missile strike is planned. Military intelligence chief Kurulo Budanov said told the Ukrainska Pravda news website, "Believe me, we have experienced this for more than 20 times." Britain's defense ministry said in a daily intelligence update that Moscow could be planning another large-scale assault on Vuhledar, despite costly failed attacks there this month. It said last week that 2 full brigades of thousands of elite Russian Marines have been rendered combat ineffective because of massive losses there. Ukraine's central bank marked the invasion anniversary by issuing a new banknote commemorating resistance in the war. One side shows 3 soldiers hoisting the Ukrainian flag after recapturing the Black Sea outcrop of Snake Island, one of Kiev's biggest victories of the war. The other side shows hands bound together with tape to depict war crime victims, with no major battlefield victories to report in time for the anniversary. Putin has instead turned to nuclear rhetoric, announcing in a major speech on Tuesday that Russia would suspend participation in the New START arms control treaty. Okay, yeah, so go fucking do that shit. I don't give a fuck. Fucking pussy ass Putin ain't gonna fucking do shit. Gonna fucking sit on his fucking ass, right? Man doesn't even fucking work out. I'll fucking knock him out with my fucking fist, right? Putin's a fucking pussy, bro. I'll fucking take him down, as just one person. I don't need nobody and shit, right? He's like sitting there in power like a fucking pussy, right? I think he's a fucking pussy, right? Like I'm gonna say that with like complete like anger and rhetoric. Like I would say that shit to him, like to his face and shit, right? Imagine him being surrounded by a couple guards. Like, it's possible, yo. It's possible. Anger could really lead people to actually do that shit to Putin. So I'm so serious. U.S. President Joe Biden, who upstaged Putin this week by journeying announced to Kiev and addressed a crowd in Warsaw, called the suspension of START a big mistake, but said on Wednesday, "I don't read into that he's thinking of using nuclear weapons or anything like that." Oh, he's gonna use the nuclear weapons. Oh, big boy weapons. Yeah, okay. Go fucking shoot up a nuclear weapon, you fucking pussy. See what fucking happens to your fucking country and what happens to your fucking life. You're gonna go down in history as a pussy ass bitch. CNN reported that the United States believes Russia carried out a failed test of the Sarmat just before Biden visited Ukraine. Moscow has not commented. Putin also promised to produce more hypersonic missiles which fly too fast to be shot down. Russia is due begin military exercise with China and South Africa on Friday and has sent a frigate equipped with them. Russia still controls nearly a fifth of Ukraine despite losing swaths of territory and major battlefield setbacks after failing to capture Kiev at the outset of its special military operation. Tens of thousands of Ukrainian civilians and troops on both sides have believed to have died in the past year. Russian artillery has destroyed Ukrainian cities and sent millions of refugees to fight. Let's see. Ukrainian troops have stuck mainly to defense since their last offensive in November, hoping Russian forces replenished with reservists will be exhausted from attacking. Kiev has meanwhile received pledges of Western weapons for a planned counteroffensive later in 2023. In New York, the UN General Assembly is expected to mark the eve of the invasion's anniversary by passing a resolution demanding a halt to it. Ukraine hopes to deepen Russia's diplomatic isolation by seeking yes votes from nearly 3/4 of countries. Moscow, which says the invasion was justified by threats to its security, called the text biased. Russia violated the UN Charter by becoming an aggressor, Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said at the United Nations. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Wednesday also denounced the invasion as a violation of the Charter. "We have heard implicit threats to use nuclear weapons. The so-called tactical use of nuclear weapons is utterly unacceptable. It is a high time to step back from the brink," Guterres said. So yeah, that's basically my news for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have a great day, and peace out.